and this is, well, you guessed it, the Grapevine. It's all about entertainment, and we are talking. So let's let you know how you can be a part of the conversation. WhatsApp number 0809 440 You can tweet at Smooth981, and we are streaming live as well. Yes, hi YouTube. It's Smooth981 on YouTube. You can catch the live stream, and you can also post a comment on there. And don't forget to subscribe. It's a party of two this morning, including you, of course. So maybe party of two plus. Irabor, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Zibby. How's everything?
Life is beautiful. Can't complain. We'll be out of petrol in a few hours, but we stay hopeful and happy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into the conversation this morning. Our first story has to do with, I think, in some way, the it's couple of the music industry, Simi and her husband, Adekunle Gold, and Samklef, the record producer. Now, Adekunle Gold has, stepped out onto the social media streets, and he's berated the producer, Samklef, for the questionable comments that Samklef had made regarding his wife, Simi.
Yeah, I'm not understanding how people can talk loosely about other people's wives. We had Brimo too having that situation, and Adekunle Gold is having to come out again to defend his wife. I really don't get the whole thing, really. Is it a contractual thing? Did something happen really business-wise? Or I really don't get. If you're going to have a problem with somebody in this regard where you're a celebrity or you're a musician or you're a producer, I think it should be handled, behind closed doors or something. But yes, you're the husband, you have to come out and defend your wife or something. But definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing how this would unfold. I've not heard any negative thing about Samklef in a minute. I don't think he has done anything negative in the public. So for this to be happening this way, maybe there's something. But then again, you shouldn't be coming out somebody's wife, publicly on social media. But let's see.
So what is it about Simi that gets these men obsessed, though?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Wow.
Maybe they tried to get with her at a point, and maybe she didn't agree. So I really don't know. It's just funny.
Wow. Okay. Speaking about Samklef, now I know he's a producer, but do you know any songs he's produced?
Samklef produced songs for Chocolate City back in the day now. Yeah, he has produced songs, yeah. Samklef is a renowned producer. He's one of those guys who, kick things off, but subsequent producers came after him. It was not I can't remember the names of the songs, but Samklef for sure. Yes, he's a renowned producer. It reminds me of Scott Storch, back in the day, like all those guys who produced hits, but they are no more at the moment, or maybe they are still doing things on the ground, but they're not in the limelight.
Samklef is definitely doing things on social media. All right, well, let's move on to the next story. Now, amidst the industry beef with Davido and Wizkid and Kiss Daniel and the other guy, well, it's a lot of beef going on. It's hard to keep track anyways. But Davido has teased a new song. And is this the, let's make some controversy and profit off it move?
Yes. I mean, if you're doing beef with Wizkid or the same thing that's going on with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, it's only wise for you to put out music. It's only wise for you to capitalize on it. So that's a great business move by Davido. And he's an active musician, so he has to keep releasing songs. He has to keep putting things out there. He has to keep being in the media one way or the other, whether it's through beef or whether it's through sharing his wife, with gifts or whatever. But the fact that he's teasing a snippet of a new song, amidst the Wizkid beef, only tells that this man understands marketing and how the business runs.
Okay. And still speaking about the beef in the industry, it does seem like on the other side, the beef is not slowing down in any way with Drake and Kendrick. Who's coming out top so far, in your opinion, Irabor?
My opinion, I think lyrically, penmanship, I think Kendrick, but Drake is still holding his own. But I don't like the fact that, these guys are toying with actual criminal activities, like domestic violence and, pedophilia. So These are things that are crimes in America. In fact, in the world at large, in most countries, maybe, and the fact that you're rapping about it and calling out the next person, and you're probably not debunking, part of the message or whatever. I don't understand. That's why I would always respect Nas and Jay-Z's beef. Like it was lyrical. It was about the sport itself, not about the personality in question, in sense of like, maybe have you committed a crime or whatever, So I don't understand how they went that way, and it seemed so immature and petty in a way that it's not befitting of those guys, their caliber. The way they went at it was like they were C-list artists, but just off of lyrics, regardless of the fact that they really went low. I think Kendrick's so far, in my own opinion. But then again, the person that to me is the winner of this whole beef is J. Cole. He dropped his own diss track and he apologized and he just went to the sunset and he just left there. Like, I don't want to be doing all this, Jared. It's not my energy and everything. It's not as if he can't compete, but I just understand now what he meant or what he was trying to do. With the fact that he just had to apologize and leave. But for sure, at this point in time, we don't know if Drake has an 11-year-old daughter or if Kendrick was actually abusive, towards his wife, or if, whatever the case, So if you listen to the lyrics, I mean, imagine somebody saying, you're trying to strike a chord, but it was A minor, or, then Drake is coming back and be like, yeah. Imagine Drake coming back.
That is borderline pedophilia accusations,
you
right there. R.
Uh-huh.
Kelly's in jail for that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you start bringing, unnecessary attention to your matters. Then Drake coming back and be like, be major, be whatever. Then, like, just playing around, and these guys are toying with crimes. But then again, let's see, if the papers are there, if anybody filed anything, because Drake did rap about it. So it was a fun time, this weekend for hip hop. I think hip hop needed it at a point.
Now, speaking about artists that have hit below the belt, this is like the incident with Burna Boy and I think a Ghanaian artist, right? Where there were accusations of rape flying around on both parties.
Do you get? So I don't like to even hear that thing. Me, I'm not all for that at all. Nah. Consent is very, very important in my in my book. So when I hear things like that, I'm just like, okay, you should know what you're doing, Sha.
Wow. All right. So I guess some people want the beef to keep going. Some others have decided to end the beef, hug, kiss, make up, and be happy again. Now, Don Jazzy and the band seemingly have ended this rift that they've had that has been going on for over a decade.
I don't understand this rift, really. I've asked so many people, try to get the context of it. Was it contracts? Was it sharing? Was it the direction of the songs? I really don't understand. Who benefited at the end of the day? I think most definitely Don Jazzy. But I'm not really welcoming this whole, we have squashed this whole thing. I need to know what was even squashed in the first place. Because who can categorically tell you what it was? I don't even understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, there was beef. We don't know what the beef was. Now we're no more beefing. Okay. So why did you now come out that you were beefing in the first place? Why not just settle things amicably and make it known? But again, people like to keep their affairs private. But this one, I'm sure something happened, and I would like to know what it was. But then again, it's all good to see two legends come together and still be cool at the end of the day.
And I mean, these guys made magic together.
Oh no, they made magic. They set the foundation now. I mean, they set the foundation for this wave. Not as if they didn't have other people, who they learned from and pick things for sure. But they set the foundation. They let us know that okay, it is possible to go this way, because the band was mingling with Kanye, was mingling with Snoop. I mean, he had that song. What's that song? That remix song with Snoop. They really. Yeah, they really went forward with it. They were very intentional, and they were international as well. And other people picked it up. And now you see Davido, Wizkid, doing songs with Chris Brown, multiple songs. You see other artists, Rema wants to do stuff with, what's her name? Selena Gomez. And, I mean, Justin Bieber jumping on songs and them winning Grammys, BET Awards. You remember BET? I'm sorry, not BET. Was it BET? Yeah, I think it was BET Awards. I used to be the Grammy to us, where MI had won it, Two Face had won it. Like if you won a BET, it's like you have arrived. Now, if you haven't won a Grammy, MTV Europe. If you haven't won a Grammy now, just sit down. Do you get like? So, and we have a category now for that. So, yeah, so they've really done a lot. Nato C and Co, with Davido, yeah.
Right. Good times, good times. I used to party hard in those days.
Okay. But now the news.
Okay, so, but when it comes to the D'banj and Don Jazzy, I'm certain maybe 4 years ago or so, or maybe about 4 years ago, I'm certain I might have seen two of them together.
Yeah, there was a time that it came out too in the news that, it seemed that they squashed their beef. So, I mean, I think anytime people see both of them, it's like, things are cool, because you don't see them again together as much as you used to see them back in the day of 2009, from 2004 to 2010 at least, when you'd see them and be like, they were always together, inseparable. I mean, it seemed like D'banj was the bigger brother or the senior brother, but Don Jazzy was the quiet person. But Don Jazzy had to come out of his shell. But you now realize that Don Jazzy was older than D'banj or something like that. You remember they had that whole big brother, senior brother, Oga and one thing situation going on when he was carrying walking stick that time and his
yes. We didn't know Don Jazzy was just a young guy trying to act old.
So, and Don Jazzy now is an influencer making loads of money. So
I'm sorry, when you said influencer, it just took me back to the beef from last week.
Story, I probably mentioned that, like, he's an influencer slash producer slash mogul slash everything. Like, what I'm trying to say is that personality of then, he's not doing that now, because you have to be out there. I mean, even more Abudu's Instagram is active. You have to be out there. It's a business.
Wow. All right. Well, let's see if we'll now have this long-awaited Mohit reunion tour, or maybe a concert, at least just one. Let's see if that will ever happen.
We're not equipped for that yet.
No.
As a country, I don't think we're equipped for that yet.
Maybe not a tour, a concert, just one. Maybe a concert.
A concert. It just be Muri Okola or where now? That's all now. I mean, where else do we have venue?
There are a few other places that we won't name, but
we need stadia for this kind of situation. Like, capacity of 80K. That kind of people will buy tickets. It's not Nigeria. Even in this economy.
Like, I'm waiting to buy.
Economy.
Yeah.
I'll get to.
Wow, that's a gold mine that someone should be investing in. All right, you're still listening to The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. It's Irabor and Zibby. Let us know your thoughts. WhatsApp number 0809 444 981. All right, reality show, Coco Mansion.
Coco Mansion back in the day, right? Yeah, I remember Coco Mansion.
It was.
He tried different things. He had Coco Gary or something. He had.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he had Gary one time. Now he had water. He was even mentioning it in his songs back in the day. D'banj. Yeah, he tried different things. It's just not. I mean, it's the case of Nigeria not having a terrain where celebrities can, leverage off of.
Right,
because electricity, it's an issue. Your fuel is an issue. Infrastructure is an issue. There are a lot of things that just need to work for certain things to really thrive. So I'm sure that he's sustaining one way or the other. He's definitely not touring. I'm sure he's doing shows. So it is what it is.
I think he had a movie a few years ago, some musical.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, I mean, it can only get better so far.
Absolutely. All right, we're coming on. Heart belongs to you. You're listening to The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. It's Irabor and Zibby. Irabor is my guest analyst this morning. Let us know your thoughts, 0809 444 981. We're also streaming live on YouTube, so you can catch the live stream, post a comment. It's always a good idea to catch the live stream because even when the mics are off, the show never stops. Let's look at the messages that we have coming through. Daisy says, "Who is Samklef? I think someone might be chasing clout, and enough of the silly beefs. Focus on the music, people." Word to the artist. Blessing says, good morning. I'm Blessing from Ikeja. Well, hello, Blessing from Ikeja. We're thrilled that you're joining us this morning. Ali says, Irabor spot on analysis on Drake and Kendrick beef, and of course on the Banj and Don Jazzy coming together. One thing I understand about Don Jazzy is he allows artists he manages to thrive, whatever their ambition is. He doesn't make the contract signed with him become a stumbling block. Did you hear that, PDD? He is a good guy. And
wow. PDD collecting this morning.
he had to. Taya says, Samklef's current situation is a cry for help. Molo no ni. Okay. The beef is not over between Kendrick and Drake, but the content is cringe. J. Cole is covering himself with glory, enjoying wine. Drake's ghostwriters must be working overtime.
That's a rhyme there. Enjoying wine over time. maybe one of the ghostwriters. He's one of the ghostwriters.
Oh my days. The Jazzy and the band squashing the beef is cool. Watching it on Mr. Macaroni was very impressive. I think some of the issues was the band hugging too much of the spotlight to the detriment of the other artists. We'll go to Ekpe because it's them. Okay, Mr. Endowed, Oliver Twist. What about Suddenly? I think that's one of my favorite band songs though. That song just hits all the right spots. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
it's
that
like
song.
his journey. You see him holding his MTV Europe award, and he's like, suddenly. Okay. Daisy says, YouTube Live is the bomb. We see you, Zibby, with the voice. Yes, Daisy. Okay. Let's go on to our next story. This is I wish we didn't even have to talk about this story, but we kind of have to. Yes, it's about love, two people finding love. It's like Romeo and Juliet all over again, right?
Okay, are they releasing a
Montagues and the
movie?
Capulets. Sorry?
Romeo and Juliet, are they releasing another movie?
No, this has to do with a young lady who got married, the comedian Wafai, and the family is not too thrilled. The husband's family actually released a press statement saying, look, we don't know this person. We didn't consent to this marriage.
I mean, if we're going to be very objective about this, Nigeria, we are very heavy on tradition, culture, things have to be done correctly. So first of all, I don't think, in my own opinion, it was right for the family to put out a statement. Like it's embarrassing to the family, in my own opinion. I feel something that could have been handled behind closed doors. But then again, if it was a case of they had stated they weren't part or wanting to be interested in this particular union, going ahead with it could be daring. It could also be unwise because in such situations, like a forever type situation, it would be nice to have your family involved altogether. But then again, who knows what may have happened or what may have been what may have transpired. When I read the statement, I noticed that they were talking about age, and it begged the question to me in my head. I was like, okay, so how old is too old? How much of age difference should even be there if somebody wants to consider a partner or something? But it's just something that when I saw it, I just didn't know what to think about it in my own case. But then again, love is something that has to always win. But I'm sure more information is going to come out on this because, she's a popular person and I think the guy comes from a wealthy family. So then again, we'll see how it goes.
All right. Let's see. Shola says, I'm just happy I saw a letterhead that was not from a corporate. What? And Shola says, please, any beef that isn't Tupac and Biggie is Bomo. That is funny. All right. While some families are not so supportive, well, some families are very supportive. The Nollywood actor Kanayo Kanayo had his son on set with him, and he introduced his son to the crew, and he said, "Look, this is my son. He's here to be a production assistant or something." But he said, "Don't treat him like my son, because he's here to work. He's here to earn a living. So treat him and give him the same respect you would give to anyone else out there. So don't give him any special treatment. He's my son, but he's here to work. So treat him the same way." no
That's how it's
privileges.
supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. I mean, people help people. You know, you get leverage off of family, off of friends, off of just your sheer hard work. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to prove your mettle. You have to prove that you deserve to be there. You know, even if your dad helped you or your mom helped you or your uncle or whatever. And I like that kind of mentality. I've been noticing Kanayo, you know, with his family and his kids and how he's raising them. And I think that's the right way, you know, to go about it. Even if you're going to give somebody a leg up, that person too has to also, you know, use their legs to walk up to show that yes, they deserve to be there. And I'm a product of that. Like if anybody's going to help you, I think it's your duty to prove to them that they didn't make a mistake.
I'm the son, and he's like, he's just graduated from university. So you can see that he was very proud, but he was also saying,
Yeah,
look, oh, get the work done.
yeah, for sure. That's how it's supposed to be. You know, when you raise a child, you have to let them know that things can happen either way. You have to prepare them because he's not going to live forever. That's kind of anything can happen. You know, so once the child he is raised and he's understanding that this is how the world works, you know, you have to work hard, you have to leverage off of connection, and you have to keep improving yourself for sure. I mean, the sky is the limit for such products.
Mm. All right, let's see what the messages are saying. Xavier, well, hello, Xavier. He says, like everyone said, the statement put out wasn't necessary, though it is said that the guy has a child from a previous relationship that hasn't been fully dissolved. Then this, Wofi has mine, though. I just hope the guy doesn't start misbehaving because it will be an I told you so thing. Sometimes more of common sense than love should prevail.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, this kind of situation, I'm even refraining from saying so many things because you know it's very sensitive, and
Mm.
I'm tired of receiving DMs after the show, so I just keep it simple.
Is there a mob coming after you, Irabor? Oh, wow. Okay, let's see what Blessing says. Blessing says, my dear, for me, I see this as a way of making money for themselves. So therefore, let's not deliberate so much on it. Do you mean the Don Jazzy and the band situation or the Davido and Whiskey situation? Taya says, well, if I should strap up because marriage is a lifelong journey and too many letterhead pressers will follow after any small issues. They should let love lead. His sister also supports the marriage. And Taya, your drinks ghostwriter for sure. Taya says, KOK sacrificing nepotism for competence. Taya, you're something. Okay. Daisy says, putting out a statement is crossing the line and overstepping. I think our culture needs to recognize that adults have the right to choose the life that they want to live. All right. That is Daisy's comments. All right. Blessing was talking about Davido and Wizkid. Now, every now and then, apart from the ridiculous beefs that are pointless, we see celebrities using their platform to make a statement. Rugged Man is one of those people who's spoken consistently about police brutality, police civilian interactions, and Yemi Alade has taken to X, and she's basically not too thrilled with the Lagos state government and the house demolitions that are happening.
She has to be very careful, you know, with the way she's going about it. I'm not saying that what she's saying or you know what everybody's thinking isn't right. It's just that okay. Let me give you this very you know direct analogy. It's like the Western world is complaining that Africa isn't developing. But at the end of the day, they're the ones with the stronghold. But if you talk about it, it's still an issue.
Mm.
Aha, you get so she knows, they know, but there's a way you have to go about it. Going on social media in your car, you know, just going off on it, and things can change for you easily, and everybody just move on. So I think she has to go through the proper channels. Probably maybe have a sit down with them. But again, it has gotten to that point where everybody now doesn't really have a process as to how they want to react because the things that are happening in the world is just so crazy, you know, and anybody can just out of the sheer mental exhaustion can react in a certain way.
Right.
Yes.
Snap.
And
Have a snap moment.
just snap and you know yeah I understand where she's coming from but I'm saying you have to apply tact no matter what because again you can just Let me not talk.
Wisdom, Yemi. That's what Irabor is saying. Wisdom.
Wisdom, something that whiskey doesn't have at the moment.
Dang, whiskey just caught one. All right. So every now and then, people, go on journeys to, just enhance the quality of their lives and stuff. Well, Craig David is on a journey. And this is, I mean, considering how hot he is. I mean, it's a journey that I'm sure a lot of ladies wouldn't think he'll be on. But Craig David says he is on a celibacy journey. He has been celibate for 2 years and counting. Whew.
Really? 2 years? Like he wasn't doing anything else? Nothing. Okay. Maybe he was heartbroken. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Yeah. If I recall, Craig Davis is in his 40s, maybe early 40s. Yeah.
He was born in 81, I believe. Yeah.
43. And this is most definitely a heartbreak situation or just an experience with love that didn't go well. But I really want to understand how people do it, that they can go celibate for 2 years or something like that. I don't understand how that works. I'm sorry. Even if the person wants to damage my heart, scatter my heart, nah lie. It cannot happen. It's just like me with food. No matter what happens, I must eat. Like I must chop. There's nothing that will happen that I will not eat. I'm sorry. So I don't relate.
Or maybe he's on a spiritual path, not exactly, a heartbreak path. It could be spiritual, right?
Like spiritual in the sense he wants to become a pastor or what? I don't get.
No, spiritual, like he's trying to save his inner energy and, wait for the right woman, or, he's trying to connect with the gods of music to get some brand new, amazing music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to meet people who have done this so that I can learn. I'm always looking to evolve. No, I mean it too. I mean it.
Well, the lady who was interviewing him asked him, like, you've come a long way. Back in the day, it was like, the song 7 Days, met a girl on Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday, we're making love Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we chilled on Saturday, I think. Chilled on Sunday, yeah. And Saturday, chilled on Sunday. So he said, he was 17 years old when that record was done, and that was his fantasy. And just like you said, Irabor, the evolution. So Craig definitely has evolved past wanting to have those fantasies. He's probably lived the fantasies and he's like, see, there's nothing in the streets, man. There's nothing out there.
So me, this is my own take originally, and definitely what I'm trying to say here is that there are guys really, even me too, like there are times you just, okay, you know what, I'm not going this route for now, but like putting a definite like stamp, like bam, okay, well,
I have an interesting message from Tayo. Tayo says, Yemi Alade is right to raise her concerns, but government will be bitter about it. And poof, LIRS will come out of nowhere and remind her she's not paying her taxes.
Do you understand? So you have to have your affairs in order
exactly.
Before you're going to be talking. That's my point.
Oh, wow. Tayo says, I thought he was celibate for 7 days, but 2 years, and now he's walking away to a rendezvous. Tayo, you're on timeout this morning. Tayo says, nothing concerns celibacy and Irabor.
Funny enough, I never had baby as I did like this. So
you're celibate then? Or semi-celibate?
No. I'm just not in the market for now. Like there's a difference.
Okay. Irabor is not on the market, but he ain't hiding from the streets. That's what he's trying to say. Xavier says, I agree with Tayo as a Bini man that Irabor is. Okay. We need to stop talking about Irabor and what he's doing with his body and parts. Yes, let's stop that.
Thank you.
Blessing says, honestly, she really has to be careful because once you drop something out there, as long as social media is concerned, there is no way you can take it back. Some mistakes can be corrected while some can never be corrected. In 30 seconds or so, Usher's Lovers and Friends concert cancelled due to weather concerns in Vegas. So a lot of stars were on private jets flying to Vegas. People had booked their tickets. They, paid for their hotels, their accommodations, and then Usher says, unfortunately, the state says the weather is of a huge concern, so this can't happen.
I'm sure. This whole weather situation, is this something that just happened all of a sudden, or they didn't check to see if maybe it was conducive? I'm not understanding that part. Or was it something internal that they now had to look for an excuse that it was the weather? Who knows?
Who knows? Well, that is all the time that we have for the Grapevine this morning. Thank you for listening. Thanks for your messages. You're amazing as always. And of course, special thanks to my analyst this morning, the big bad wolf, Irabor Okosun.
Oh,
That's like the werewolf howl. Let's see. Blessing says, I'm watching you live. Well, thank you, Blessing, for catching the live stream. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Smooth981. All right, Irabor, thank you so much. And I will see you next Tuesday. Have a brilliant day ahead.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Well, do stay with us. There is a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.